The first version of Removals was a 30-minute short film that we made about 7 years ago, something like that. And initially the idea was that we'd approach Scottish Screen for funding to make this short film, which we did, and we were rejected for funding 3 years in a row. So eventually, after wasting 3 years, we thought we'd try and make the film ourselves. So what we did was we cut down a much larger version of the script into a 30-minute short film version, and we were able to film that very cheaply for about £1,000. So it was kind of like the mini version of One Day Removals. It kind of had the same plot, but it was very truncated into just into a short film. Okay, we'll flash forward to 2006, and I just finished a feature film called The Planet with Michael Clarke as producer and Kerwin Robertson as producer. And that film did quite well, and we got a distribution deal in America and a distribution deal in Japan. And we got some quite good reviews and some so-so reviews, but we were looking for something to follow it up with, preferably something that didn't have 400 visual effects this time. And we looked back at the original version of Removals, and what we remembered was that that short film had played very well in England, and it had been seen offshore, and it had been seen, I think, in America as well. And it had been quite successful, but being a short film, it had no commercial value. So, because I'd already worked with Patrick and Scotty at this point, I could just imagine how they could have done the original version of Removals. I thought, well, there's no reason why we couldn't have a second go, except this time we expand the story so it's a 90-minute film, not a 30-minute film, and we kind of build out the characters more. I think in the original was much more like a cartoon. The guys come in, they do their bit, the events happen, and it moves very quickly. This time we were able to go a little more slowly and develop the character, so by the time the first death happens, we know who Andy is, we know who Ronnie is, and we've kind of laid some groundwork for the rest of the film. Company?